Ham radio has been around for over a century, but one thing hasn't changed. Good operating habits matter. Let's talk about it. Hi everybody, welcome back to HamShackTV. I'm your host Josh, AA4WX. Whether you're calling CQ on HF, checking into a net, or working satellites, how you behave on air says a lot about you and can make or break someone else's experience. In this video, I'm going to walk you through 10 essential etiquette rules that every ham radio operator should know and follow. Whether you're new to the hobby or a long-time license holder, this stuff separates the professionals from the noise. Before we get into that, professionals as in professional behavior. It doesn't mean we're getting paid. After all, we are amateur radio operators, but that doesn't mean we should act like we are pigs, so to speak. Guys, today's video is brought to you by World Radio League, worldradioleague.com. Guys, this is the future of logging. I guarantee it. I love World Radio League. So many of you are joining World Radio League as we progress and the thing develops even further. And the great thing is, it's totally free to get started with World Radio League. Go check out worldradioleague.com, sign up for a free account and play with it, and log some contacts with it. I think you're really, really going to like it. And on top of that, when you do find that you really like it, I've got good news for you. You can get a paid plan, which they have 3 tiers of paid plans, and they're not very expensive at all, that allow more features, open up more features of World Radio League to you. So if you use my coupon code HamShackTV10 on worldradioleague.com when you're checking out, you're going to get 10% off the already great prices that they offer there. worldradioleague.com, we appreciate them. All right, guys, it sounds simple, but you'd be surprised how many people don't do it, how many hams don't do it. Rule number 10 is listen first. Before you transmit, take a few moments to listen. Is someone already using the frequency? Is there a net scheduled? Don't just assume a clear frequency is actually clear. Double check, then check again. For example, I've had people interrupt digital nets or POTA contacts because they didn't take 30 seconds to listen. A little bit of patience shows a lot of respect. Rule number 9, don't tune up on frequency. This one's a classic etiquette fail. Never ever tune up your amplifier or match your antenna on top of an active frequency. Move off a few kilohertz, kilocycles, however you want to say it, to a quiet spot. Do your tuning quickly and then come back. Blasting a carrier tone over someone's QSO is rude and disruptive. Here's a tip. Some rigs have a tune mode that transmits at low power. Use it responsibly and always check when you're transmitting. Rule number 8, use phonetics when needed. Key word there, when needed. Whiskey 4 X-Ray Zulu Yankee can sound a lot like a lot of things in poor band conditions. I should say W4 XYZ can sound like a lot of different things in poor band conditions. This is where standard phonetics come in. Use the ITU phonetic alphabet. Whiskey 4 X-Ray Zulu Yankee, not your made-up version. Again, we don't use Adam, boy, things like that, dog. We don't use America. We hear America a lot. We hear Tokyo. We hear Denmark. That's not correct phonetics, folks. We've got to get out of the habit of making these silly phonetic alphabets. Always use the ITU phonetics. Here's a quick story. One time on 20 meters, I heard somebody use Willie 4 Xerox Zebra Yogurt, and it's totally confused the other operator. Stick to what works. Alpha, Bravo, Charlie, Delta, Echo, Foxtrot, Golf, Hotel, India, Juliet, Kilo, Lima, Mike, November, Oscar, Papa, Quebec, Romeo, Sierra, Tango, Victor, Tango, Uniform, Victor, Whiskey, X-Ray, Yankee, Zulu. Gosh, it's hard to say your ABCs when they're in phonetics. So, there you go, guys. Please, please, please use the ITU phonetic alphabet. It certainly helps. Rule number 7, keep QSOs brief on busy bands. If the band is hopping during contests, special events, or de-expeditions, don't monopolize the frequency. Be courteous. Give your signal reports. Share pleasantries, 7-3, and move on. Rag chewing is great, but save it for less crowded conditions or move up the band. Here's some extra advice. Be mindful of propagation, too. A clear band to you might be a crowded band somewhere else. Rule number 6, and this is one we are all guilty of. Identify properly. The Federal Communications Commission rules require you to ID your station every 10 minutes and at the end of your transmission. Don't wait to be reminded. It's not just about legality, it's about accountability. If you're on the air, you should be proud to give your call sign. Here's a bonus tip. If you're using digital repeaters or digital modes or repeaters, make sure your ID settings are turned on and functioning properly because your radio will ID for you. You should still probably ID verbally just to be on the safe side. But yeah, make sure your digital settings allow your ID to be automatically transmitted. And another pet peeve, when you're operating a pileup, freaking give your dadgum call sign sometimes. Let's say you're in a POTA park and you've got a pileup on top of you. Don't only say your call sign every 10 minutes because somebody that wants to work you doesn't know who they want to work or who they're trying to work because they can't hear your call sign. So you don't give your call sign, take the report, QRZ. Take the report, QRZ. Take the report, QRZ. Take the report, QRZ. Oh, now I'm AA4WX. No. At least every 2 transmissions, give your call sign if you're working a pileup. It helps hunters out like me, and you're more likely to get more contacts if you just give your call sign a little bit more frequently. All right, number 5. We're halfway through the list. Don't break into a QSO unless invited. 2 people are talking. That's not your cue to jump in. Wait for a pause or wait for an invitation. If you must jump in, try saying comment and then wait to be acknowledged. Now, there is some controversy. I've heard some controversy recently about your first transmission just being the word comment. There are some people out there that believe that you should also include your call sign when you say comment. Let me know what you think in the comments, because I think the FCC rules are not quite clear on that. The rules just say you have to identify every 10 minutes. However, I think it may be more of a courtesy to give your call sign when you say comment as well. That way they know who they're talking to. Here's a do and don't. The don't is shout your call sign over the call sign. The do is be polite. Wait for a break and then ask to join in. Rule number 4, don't criticize others on the air. If someone makes a mistake, don't chew them out on the air. It's not helpful. It's humiliating, and you may humiliate that person so much that they smash their gear, sell it, or get off the air permanently. Guys, we can't afford to lose people in this hobby just because you want to be a sad ham and you think you know it all. And you might know it all, but you don't need to run people off. That stuff pisses me off more than anything in this hobby. Sad old hams that are in their 80s and 90s and think they know it better and they want to make a jackass out of somebody that's getting on the air. That's a problem. Shame on you. Here's what you should do. Offer gentle guidance off air, whether it's via email. Most everybody's email address is on their QRZ profile. Not all of them, but most all of them. We are all ambassadors for this hobby. Correct with kindness. I once knew new ham, or I once had a ham thank me later for a tip I gave them privately about repeater offsets. He admitted he had never he had never tried again if I'd embarrassed him on the air. You know, that's, we can do other things. I mean, I also help a repeater owner here locally, and there's a lot of people that come over from GMRS, and there's no problem with that. However, they like to use 10.4, and 10.4 is perfectly fine and dandy in the GMRS world and in the CB world. It's not used frequently in ham radio. I think it's an unspoken rule. So just don't do it, you know. But a lot of times, you know, especially if it happens once, fine, whatever, I'll let it go. But then I hear it every transmission. You say 10.4, 10.4, 10.4, 10.4, 10.4. No, I got to say something about it. You know, I've been implored by this repeater owner and his control operators that if I hear behavior like that, to move on. So just go ahead and talk to him and straighten it out. Speaking of 10.4, rule number 3 is use clear language, not CB slang. This is ham radio, not channel 19. 10.4, good buddy, what's your 20? Or breaker might be nostalgic, but that doesn't belong on our bands. Stick to standard ham terminology, call signs, Q codes, signal reports. It keeps communication consistent and professional. Also, as Part 97 says, we are not allowed to encrypt or hide anything like that. Call signs, Q codes, signal reports, that kind of stuff is very, very well known. And you might make the argument that 10.4 is well known. Fair, but it doesn't belong on ham radio. Number 2, respect the band plans. Know your local and international band plans, even if they're not enforceable by law. They help organize our spectrum and prevent chaos. Digital modes, CW, voice, everything has its place. Just because you can transmit on a frequency does not mean you should. Here's a pro tip. Keep a printed band plan at your operating station, or better yet, program it into your radio's memory. And to that point, let me give you all a little tour here of my shack. Here's my radio right here, and there you guys are. Here's my radio right here. Back there, there's my band plan, right behind my modem. If I need to reference it, I've got it. So always keep a band plan nearby. It's better than trying to memorize it, make a mistake, and try to keep voice on 14.074, which is the 20 meter FT8 frequency or something like that. So please just respect the band plans. Before we get to rule number 1, I do want to remind you today's video is sponsored by World Radio League. Pardon me. World Radio League is fantastic with amateur radio logging. And speaking of band plans, right on the World Radio League website is a band plan. Right there at the very top of the screen, every single page. So you've got it right there in front of you anyway. Guys, check out World Radio League for your logging needs. And the good thing is you can start up for free. And they also have paid membership plans that allow you to import contacts and other great features that World Radio League has. If you are interested in that, just use my coupon code HamShackTV10. You'll get 10% off. They're already great prices. It's worldradioleague.com, coupon code HamShackTV10. All right, rule number 1, and this goes without saying, guys. Be a good ambassador for this hobby. You never know who's listening. It might be a curious shortwave listener, a potential new ham, or a young person interested in electronics. How you sound on air reflects all of us. Operate with integrity, courtesy, and professionalism. Make ham radio sound like a hobby worth joining. Guys, it's no secret. Our hobby's dying. We're losing more hams than we're gaining. So each of these steps can certainly help our hobby grow into something that has staying power. I've worked hard. I've spent a lot of money on my station. I don't want to see the bands go quiet. I really don't. So we can all come together and make this hobby great again. Speaking of that, I do have Make Ham Radio Great Again hats available. Links down in the description if you want to check those out. All right, guys, so let's see here. Let's get this wrapped up here. The gear, the frequency, and the DX, that's all great. But what really makes ham radio special is how we treat each other. You got an etiquette tip that I did not mention? Drop it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share this with a new ham in your club or net. HamShackTV, live, learn, transmit. Guys, thanks for watching so much. We'll see you in the next video. 73s, AA4WX, WSEB 693.